Most people think a cow makes you money in two ways: milk and meat. And you know what? They're not wrong, but they're not right either. When I bought my first cow 2 years ago, I thought the same thing. I'd sell milk, maybe raise a calf for meat, and that would be it. Simple, straightforward. But 3 months in, I started noticing something. Money was coming in from places I never expected. Income streams I didn't even know existed. And then it hit me. The reason most small farmers struggle isn't because cows aren't profitable. It's because they're only tapping into a fraction of what a cow can actually do. So today, I'm breaking down all 7 ways my cow pays me. Every single income stream. The obvious ones, the hidden ones, and the one at the end that honestly shocked me the most. Stick with me to number 7, because if you only watch one part of this video, make it that one. Let's dive in. All right, let's start with the obvious. Milk. My cow, Daisy, produces about 3 to 4 gallons of milk per day. Now, I don't sell all of it. My family uses some. I make yogurt with some, but on average, I sell about 2 gallons a day to local customers. Raw milk in my area, I sell it for about $8 to $10 per gallon, depending on the customer and demand. So that's roughly $16 to $20 per day. Multiply that by 30 days. We're talking $480 to $600 per month just from milk. Now, most people stop right there. Great, I'm making $500 a month from milk. Done. But here's where it gets interesting. That's just income stream number 1. And honestly, it's not even the most profitable when you factor in everything else. Let's keep going. Here's what I didn't realize at first. Selling raw milk is good, but transforming that milk? That's where the margins explode. I started small, making yogurt, basic stuff. But you know what? A gallon of milk that I'd sell for $8. When I turn it into yogurt, I can sell that same gallon's worth for $15 to $18. Then I tried cheese. Soft cheese, nothing fancy. And the numbers got even better. That same gallon turned into cheese, $20 to $25. Now, I'm not doing this with all my milk. I don't have the time. But even just processing 3 to 4 gallons a week into yogurt and cheese, that's an extra $100 to $150 per month on top of my raw milk sales. So we're already at 2 income streams, milk and value-added products. And we're sitting at around $600 to $750 per month. But we're just getting started. Here's where most people nod and say, yeah, I knew about this one too. Calves. Daisy had her first calf 4 months after I got her. A beautiful heifer. And here's the thing about calves. They're not just cute. They're liquid assets. I had a choice. Raise her for meat, raise her for breeding stock, or sell her young. After doing the math, I decided to raise her as breeding stock. Why? Because a well-raised heifer calf in my area sells for anywhere from $500 to $800 at 6 months old. A bull calf? If I raise him for meat, he'll fetch $600 to $1,000 depending on weight and market prices. Now here's the beautiful part. Daisy will give me 1 calf every year. Every single year. That's $500 to $1,000 annually that I don't have to do anything extra for. She's already pregnant. She's already eating. The calf is just bonus. Think about that. 1 cow, one calf per year. Over 10 years, that's $5,000 to $10,000 in calf sales alone, from one animal. And we're only at income stream number 3. Let's keep going, because this is where it gets really interesting. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Manure? Really? Yes, really. Here's what I learned. One cow produces about 60 to 80 pounds of manure per day. Per day. Now, most farmers see that as waste, something to shovel and forget about. But organic farmers, gardeners, landscapers, they see that as gold. I started composting Daisy's manure, mixed it with straw, let it break down for a few weeks, then bagged it up in 50-pound bags. You know what I sell those bags for? $15 to $20 per bag. Now, I'm not bagging every single pound of manure she produces. That would be a full-time job. But even just processing and selling 10 to 15 bags a month, that's an extra $150 to $300. And here's the kicker. I use some of that manure on my own farm, for my garden, for my pasture. So I'm saving money on fertilizer while also making money selling it. That's 4 income streams: milk, value-added products, calves, and manure. We're at roughly $900 to $1,200 per month, plus annual calf sales. But we're not done, not even close. This one surprised me, and honestly, it's one most small farmers have no idea about. Cows, when managed right, actually improve your land. I practice rotational grazing with Daisy. She grazes one section, I move her to the next, and the first section rests and regrows. You know what that does? It builds soil health, increases organic matter, sequesters carbon, makes your pasture more productive every single year. Now, here's where it gets futuristic. There are programs, carbon credit programs, where farmers can actually get paid for sequestering carbon in their soil through regenerative grazing practices. I enrolled in one about a year ago, and while the payments aren't huge yet, I'm getting about $50 to $100 per year per cow for verified carbon sequestration. But the bigger value? My pasture is healthier. My grass grows faster. I'm spending less on supplemental feed because my land is producing more. That's indirect income, savings that feel like income. So now we're at 5 income streams. And trust me, the last 2, they're the ones nobody talks about. Here's something I didn't plan on, but it happened naturally. Once I had Daisy, and she was healthy, thriving, producing well. Neighbors started asking questions. What breed is she? How's her temperament? Would you be willing to let my cow breed with a bull calf from her line? Now, I don't have a bull, but I do have connections. And I realized there's a market for breeding services and breeding advice in my area. I'm not running a full-scale breeding operation, but I've facilitated several breeding arrangements over the past 2 years. And each time, I either get a small fee, $50 to $100, or I get first pick of a calf from the resulting litter at a discount. It's not massive income, but it's network building, it's relationship building, and it's opened doors I didn't even know existed. That's 6. And now, number 7, the one that honestly changed how I see farming entirely. This last one isn't a monthly income stream. It's not something I can put on a spreadsheet, but it might be the most valuable thing Daisy provides. Financial security. About a year ago, my truck broke down. Major repair. $1,200. Money I didn't have sitting in my account at that exact moment. But you know what I did have? I had Daisy. And I knew, if I absolutely needed to, I could sell her within 48 hours. For $1,500, maybe $2,000 depending on the buyer. I didn't sell her. I found another way. But knowing I could, that peace of mind, that's priceless. A cow isn't just an income generator. She's a savings account that grows. She's an emergency fund that produces while you wait. She's insurance that pays you instead of the other way around. And that's the value most people never calculate. The security, the options, the freedom to weather storms because you have an asset that holds value and produces value simultaneously. So let me ask you something. When you add it all up, the milk, the value-added products, the calves, the manure, the land improvement, the breeding network, and the financial security, do you still think a cow is just about milk and meat? These 7 income streams, they're real. They're happening on my farm right now. And they can happen on yours too. The question isn't whether a cow is worth it. The question is, are you ready to see all the ways she can pay you? Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 7 surprised you the most? And if you're already raising cows, what income stream am I missing? Let's learn from each other. If you want to see the actual numbers breakdown, the costs, the time investment, the full economics, I'm making that video next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. This is Global Farm Value. We don't just farm, we extract every ounce of value from every asset. Thanks for being here. Now go build something great.